In this video, we will discuss about goodness of it for a chi-square distribution. So here we write down as chi-square distribution. So in chi-square distribution, we have the second part of this is goodness of it. Goodness of it. So for goodness of it, we know that the total probability, that means we are using summation of iota equal to 1 to k of pi's, which is equal to 1. So here we take as I is equal to 1, 2, 3 to k. Now, so let a random sample of size n drawn from a normal population and the number of number of sample observations belongs to ith class. So here we write down as summation of iota equal to 1 to k oi is equal to n. So these are the oi means observations. So now, so these are the given sample observations. Now we write down the expected observations or expected frequencies. So ei be the expected frequency in ith class computed under null hypothesis. Computed under null hypothesis. Under null hypothesis. So this we can write down as EI is equal to expected of OI, which is NP. So here we have I is equal to 1 to k and a summation of iota equal to 1 to k, E of I is also equal to n. So then the expected frequency, so we write down that first we have the class. So class we consider as 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on k. Here we have the total and we write down as observed frequency, that is denoted as OI. Now we write down PI and expected frequencies, that is denoted as EI. So this will be we write down as O1, O2, O3, O4 and OK. The sum is also equal to n. The probability we denoted as P1, P2, P3, P4, and Pk, the sum of all probabilities which is equal to 1. Here we have E1, E2, E3, E4, and Ek. The sum is also is equal to n. So then when we go for the goodness of it, so for goodness of it, the goodness of it between observed and expected frequencies, we can calculate it as chi square is equal to summation of I equal to 1 to k. So we write down as OI minus EI to the whole square upon EI. So here we consider the n minus 1 degree of freedoms. So n minus 1 degree of freedoms. So to accept the null hypothesis, so to accept the null hypothesis, means goodness of it means goodness of it, and and rejection means rejection of what? Null hypothesis. So rejection means that is not, that means fitness is not good. Not good. So for acceptance or rejection, so here we take as k. So k minus 1, or you can write down as. So now if chi square which is less than equal to chi square k minus 1 degree of freedom, so we accept the hypothesis with the level of significance alpha. So we accept null hypothesis. And if chi square which is greater than chi square k minus 1 degree of freedom, we reject the null hypothesis. So we use the tabular value also here for acceptance or rejection of the null hypothesis. So now we take one problem based on goodness of it for understanding the distribution. So we have one question based on this. In an experiment of pea breeding, Mendel obtained the following frequencies of seeds: 315 round and yellow, 101 wrinkled and yellow. 108 round and green. 32 wrinkled and green. So the total of P's are 556. So now theory predict that the frequencies would be in the proportion 9:3:3:1. So does the experiment support to the theory? Support to the theory. Now, so we do the solution of this. So we set the null hypothesis. So first we set the null hypothesis. So for setting the null hypothesis we take on the basis of the assumptions. So we write down that H naught. So let the Mendel's assumptions be true. Assumption be true. That is, the frequency of the P's are in ratio of 9:3:3:1. So now we obtain the expected frequency. So here observed frequencies are already given. So to calculate expected frequencies, to calculate the expected frequencies. So first we obtain the expected frequency of round and yellow. The first thing is round and yellow. So what is the expected frequency? That is E1. E1. So first ratio is 9 out of 556. Total sum of the ratio is 16. So then when we simplify this, so this gives us 312.75. So we do the round figure, that is 313. Now the expected frequency of wrinkled and yellow. So that is E2. E2 equal to 3 into 556 upon 16. So this will be we calculated as, so 556 upon 16. So this is approximately 104.25, equivalent to 104 as round figure. Okay, so P cannot be in the form of fraction. Now, third one, we have to calculate the expected frequency of round and green. Round and green, we have to calculate E3. E3, this is equal to 556, so which is equal to same 104.25, which is equal to 104. And the next is the expected frequency of wrinkled and green. Wrinkled and green. So this is denoted as E4. E4 is equal to 1 upon 16 into 556. So this is equivalent to 34.75 means 35. So equivalent to 35. Now we have calculate the value of chi-square. So for calculating the value, we generate the table. So first we write down the serial number. So we have four type of seeds, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Four types of seeds. So first we take column for observed frequency. That is denoted as OI. Second column we take as expected frequency. That is EI. Third, we OI minus EI. And fourth one we take as OI minus EI to the whole square. And fifth we have take OI minus EI to the whole square upon EI. So this is our table. Now, what is the observed frequency? First one 315, second one is 101, third one is 108, and fourth is 32. Now we have calculated the expected frequency 313, second क्या है 104, थर्ड भी क्या है 104 और फोर्थ क्या है हमारी 35. Now OI minus EI 315 minus 313 2. 101 में से 104 तो माइनस 3, 108 और 104 4 और 32 माइनस 35 minus 3. We do the square. 2 2 is 4, 3 3 is 9, 4 4 is 16, 3 3 is 9. Now we do OI minus EI to the whole square upon EI. So 4 upon 313. 4 upon 313. So this is 4 upon 313. This gives us 0.0127. 9 upon 300, 9 upon 104. So 9 upon 104. So this is 0.0865. Third is 16 upon 104. 16 upon 104. So this is equal to 0.1538. So this is equal to 0.1538. And fourth is 9 upon 35. So this is equal to 0.2571. जब हम इसका सम करेंगे एज पर फॉर्मूला तो summation of we have OI minus EI. So here we use this bracket. OI minus EI to the whole square upon EI. So the sum will equal to 0.5101. 0.5101. So we write down the summation of observed frequency, which is 556, summation of expected frequency, which is also 556. Or now chi-square. Chi-square is equal to summation of OI minus EI to the whole square upon EI. So this is we have calculated directly, which is equal to 0.5101. So now degree of freedom. Degree of freedom. अब यहाँ पे सीरियल नंबर 4 है तो k इक्वल टू 4. तो 4 minus 1 which is equal to 3. So degree of freedom is equal to 3. So at 3 degree of freedom. So at 3 degree of freedom, what is the value of chi-square? The value of chi-square is 7.815 for 5% level of significance. So here we see that the value of chi-square, this means this is the calculated value, which is less than the tabular value. Tabular value means 7.815. So we accept the null hypothesis. So here we say that the null hypothesis is accepted. So we conclude that the Mendel's assumptions are true. Mendel assumptions is true. That means the ratio is 9 ratio 3 ratio 3 ratio 1.